Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, present you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage, SmackDown. Hold the title, this is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Wrestling with Savage WWE Weekly Review. Tonight was NXT, but we're going to get right into it. We're going to be talking about SmackDown. We're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. And, of course, we're going to be talking about NXT right here, live on Wrestling with Savage, the weekly update. And let's get right into SmackDown. Let's bring Jay in here. What's going on, Jay?
What's going on? I'm ready. I'm ready to chime in. Are you ready?
We're going old school tonight.
We're going old school. This is the top seller no matter what day, no matter what year, no matter what month.
If you don't know Metallica, look them up, man. Really good music. All right?
Metallica, Motorhead, they're all great. They're all great legends. We got two classic shirts here.
DC. Yeah, we got classic shirts. We got classic attitudes. We got classic wrestling personalities. I think so. Why?
No.
I think so. SmackDown. LA Knight vowed to defeat Roman Reigns. He would go on to have a showdown with Paul Heyman. Jay, I'll let you get right into this. What did you think of this opening segment to kick off SmackDown?
I think for me personally, it was a letdown. It wasn't LA Knight's strongest promo. I thought he could have done a lot better. I thought the Michael Myers line was corny to me. No offense. I truly think, Savage and everyone, I truly think next week, the contract signing between him and Roman Reigns, that's going to be the ultimate test for his promo skills.
What's going on, Justin Bundy? Appreciate you. And we will get your package out. I'm going to send him a T-shirt and a few 8x10 signed by me, Marty Jannetty, Sabu, Haku. I'm going to hook this guy up because he's a fan. Justin, if you could, please go on YouTube. I need the watch time on YouTube. Let all your friends know that they can get all their weekly wrap-up update for Monday Night Raw, NXT, SmackDown, pay-per-views all in one night under 1 hour, and we deliver literally every time. So, Jay didn't like Paul Heyman's lines. I'm not going to really knock it, but I felt like LA Knight should be doing cooler things than just talking to Paul Heyman in the middle of the ring. I'd rather see some more high-quality vignettes, but at the end of the day, LA Knight's still over, baby. Montez Ford goes on to defeat Santos Escobar. Jay, what did you think of that matchup?
Thought it was okay. I mean, it was a little messy, especially the roll-up. Obviously Ford needs to win. I like the part when Carlito come out. Will this lead to him and Lashley? We'll see.
Yeah, I will keep up the good work. What's it going to lead to? LWO, they're making a strong statement on Friday nights. They're there every week. So this is a faction that isn't going anywhere. If anything, they can always add more members.
This is what I have the problem with. He's wearing the shirt. He's coming out. He's saving his friends. But nothing was official that he even joined NW.
Well, it looked like he kind of is playing it, how can I say? I mean, he looks like he's just playing it in the middle, and he could change sides anytime. I could see him betraying LWO soon, and then there'll be a replacement, maybe a likely Dragon Lee, now that he's on the main roster. Or Raquel Rodriguez, which I heard she actually has interest in going over to LWO, which we'll get into that later in the breaking news. But I thought it was a hard-hitting match. It wasn't the best match of the night, but it was still a good match. Carlito tried to make the save, and, they all ended up getting away. There's LWO. I mean, Carlito, to me, is the strongest member of this faction. Just look at the guy. They need to just let him run. He should just take this over. If anything, after Rey Mysterio loses to the Maverick Logan Paul, I would love it if Carlito just took this LWO to the dark side, beat the hell out of Rey Mysterio, says, you let me down, you let down the LWO. I'm not here to lose, Rey. I'm not here to play games, Rey. LWO, serious business. That's how I would book it, WWE. Maybe not now, maybe in a couple of weeks.
I was gonna say, when you have a legend fraction like that, LWO, that's been around since the 90s, you gotta have key players. It can't just be one player, Savage, running the whole show. It has to be a bunch of other little pieces. And unfortunately for me, these little pieces don't really do good. I'm not impressed with Akeem Wild. I'm not impressed with Toro.
They should step it up with LWO, because you don't bring a faction back like that and then not do it justice. Do it justice, like you said, get some stronger members, which I think could happen. John Cena brawled with Solo Sikoa to have. That's going to set up a whole match for later in the night, okay? Pave the way for the sneak attack from Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso. Carlito looks great, though, by the way. But this is a great shot. This was one of my favorite shots of the night right there. Just the matchup between Solo Sikoa and John Cena. I mean, you have the legend there. By the way, John's hair's growing longer now, so it looks a little better. It's covering up. A little missing here. Well, he's old, bro, like me. I mean, I can take off the hat. Thank God I got a lot of hair, but I need a haircut, so I'm rocking the hat today.
Whatever, man.
I represent the Yankees even when we lose, Jay. Even when we lose, I represent the Yankees. I represent the Giants. I represent the Mets because I'm a loyal, diehard fan.
That reminds me, who won the game tonight anyway? I don't even know who won tonight.
Probably wasn't the Giants. I can assure you of that. Who was playing? I know it wasn't it.
The Phillies game.
Yeah, Philadelphia.
Game 7. I just don't know who won. If anybody knows, let us know in the chat.
I'm sure they won. These guys were going to have a sick match, though. I mean, this is obviously a pay-per-view match. There's no reason to have this on a SmackDown. But it was still cool as shit. Jimmy was getting in there.
Right there. Look at that kick, how horrible that was. Didn't even hit his face once.
Well, I don't know about that. This is after he got hit in the face. Kayfabe.
He's taking a bump. That's all he's doing. He's just falling back.
No, he got kicked in the face, man. John Cena's the real deal. Jimmy Uso's the real deal. And we see Jey Uso right there. Well, we don't know it's Jey. Yeah, he has his face covered up, but it's going to go on to be, of course, Jey Uso, who does deliver a much better super kick than his brother, in my opinion. Probably because he's in better shape. No offense, Us. Love you. But, you know, your brother's putting in the work. Maybe you should, too, so you can be ready for that main event at WrestleMania Night 1. Brother versus brother for maybe even the Intercontinental title. No one's thought about this. You know, maybe they're going to separate Cody and, main event Jay. What if main event Jay's the one that beats Gunther?
I wouldn't mind that either. I think they made the IC title so prestige now. It's really up there with
that. It would be huge for
really
Jey
right
Uso.
there.
And it would be a good way to start the storyline and really set up a relevant main event for WrestleMania.
When you have two star players in Gunther and Roman Reigns carrying that title, especially Seth Rollins, it brings it to high statures. And I think the IC is right there.
Imagine how angry and how great the segments will be of Roman being upset at Jimmy because do you see what your brother's doing over there on Raw? He's the Intercontinental Champion, and you're over here doing what, bro? You're not even on the bench anymore, dog.
Sorry, dog. It's time to go back to the prison yard, dog.
Yeet!
Gotta go back.
John Cena, though, gets a big victory over here. Huge win for John Cena.
Wasn't even a win.
Yeah, he's still celebrating. He's
He
celebrating.
just did an AA and that was it.
That's all right.
I win.
Now look at this shot. Look at the size difference between Mysterio and Logan Paul.
What a joke.
Is very
that
tall.
looks like the same competitor's size that he fought in that boxing match.
Well, Rey Mysterio did accept the challenge from Logan Paul, so they are going to fight at Crown Jewel. The match is up. The title is up for grabs. Logan Paul has a chance to grab his first gold in the WWE. We'll talk about later about predictions on that one. We see Dragon Lee over here, Cameron Grimes, actually a great tag team duo just on paper. You know, when you write it down, it's like, hey, that could work. They are good. Cameron Grimes, we know, is a hell of a worker. Beautiful German suplex on Mr. Austin Theory. Grayson Waller getting kicked in the face. That was a fun matchup. Dragon Lee. But, of course, they're not going to win because Austin Theory and Grayson Waller have to get back on the winning track over here. What'd you think of this matchup on SmackDown?
I got a lot to say. First of all, you were so high on Austin Theory. I've been hearing for past, this guy's the future. For God's sakes, they gave him money in the bank briefcase. Let's just remind folks just that. What I saw was a 6-minute match that really was just half in a 3-minute match with commercials, right? I didn't see anything impressive. I said last week that I don't like the booking with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. You need to separate these guys. These guys have talent. But unfortunately, they put it together. They got nothing to do. They're mid cards, and now they have this type of wacky match to me. I'm going to tell you this, Savage. I didn't like the pairing of Grimes and Dragon Lee. I do like that Grimes is getting TV time, but let's face it, these two together, where the hell did they come from? That's random right there. And Dragon Lee could literally be a future luchador that they could look up to, just like Rey Mysterio. But if you keep him on this losing track, Savage, you're going to lose me and Dragon Lee. I wasn't impressed.
You might be right with a lot of fans who might lose faith and move on, but here's the thing with Austin Theory. He's so talented that I think they just put the brakes on him, and they're going to just try to build some distance between him and everything else that's going on in the WWE, because obviously he's not going to beat Gunther, he's not going to beat Roman Reigns, he's not going to beat Seth Rollins. So they're just trying to put the brakes on him. I think that's fine. Eventually, I think they're going to pull the trigger on him, and when they do, it's going to be heavy. And I think it will happen. And I also think that a new Evolution group is going to be formed soon. And I feel like Austin Theory will be part of that group.
I guess we'll see. I just don't want them to just fall in this mid-card trap that they can't get out of.
No, I definitely agree with that, man. But SmackDown rolls on. We're going to have a big-time match right now after Grayson Waller and Austin Theory go on to win their tag team match. Charlotte Flair taking on the champ. It's a championship match. It's not the main event. It's kind of surprising. But, of course, the WWE Women's Champion Io Sky defeated Charlotte Flair, which is a huge win. I mean, huge win. Good match. I liked it. Bayley really did a good job of getting involved and like sacrificing herself for the better good of Damage Control. And I'll just go on to say this. It's funny how 3 months ago we were all dumping on Damage Control. We didn't like them. We hated them. You know, now here they are, world champion, relevant, doing cool stuff, and not really getting like the heat they were 2 months ago, and not the good kind of heat.
But how good can they be when they cheat all the time? No matter who is in the ring of Damage Control, they always cheat to win. They always do interferences. For me personally, if you're the women's champ, you need to get some credentials on you. You need to have some clean victories, and then you could do all this cheating interference crap. But we haven't seen it from Io Sky, Savage. You looked at every title defense she had, any match, especially with the Asuka match. It's always been, and how is that interference? It's always interference. It's always some sort of interference.
I think they're doing that to protect Asuka and Charlotte Flair. You're right, though.
You don't need to do it with Asuka versus Io Sky, because who are you protecting? What are you protecting Asuka from?
Because I think they still have her in mind for future champion somewhere.
But still, give her the clean win over Asuka.
I agree. If you want to be a productive champion and a champion that's going to actually go on to gain fans, make money, you're right. They need to make a dominant statement, a moment, a memory, beating a legend like Asuka or Charlotte Flair. You're not wrong, Jay.
I guess we got to wait and see. I mean, I'm going to tell you this.
I do like this screenshot on the left. I'm all for Charlotte Flair and Bayley.
It looks like it's going to happen again, but this was the best match of the night, Sav. That I would agree with you.
It definitely was the best match of the night. Bianca Belair made her huge return to combat Damage Control. There she is, busting Bayley's ass. Like I said, Bayley got in there to make the save, which makes her look like a good friend, and I think it's going to set up a much better betrayal, Jay.
I don't know what it's going to set up, but what I think it's going to set up is Belair getting her rematch against Sky, and I think we should put the title back on her. She looked great coming out from this comeback from months. Never lost a beat, man. I think it's time to put the strap on her.
Well, we know she's talented, man. Otherwise, she wouldn't be a multiple-time world champion. And that was it for SmackDown. We'll get into Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw, we had Cody Rhodes, who challenged Damian Priest to a match at Crown Jewel. A brawl broke out that ended with Damian Priest and JD McDonough attacking the leg of the American Nightmare with a steel chair. Finn Balor, Damian Priest making their dominant presence known on Monday Night Raw, opening up the show again, proclaiming they're dripping with gold. JD McDonough comes in, looks like he almost was about to break Cody Rhodes' leg. Nice spot. And, I'll say this for Damian Priest. He went toe-to-toe with Cody on the mic. Jay, what did you think?
I thought it was good. I thought it was great. Priest looked comfortable on the mic with Cody. For me, Savage, this was good and everything, but how many times do we have to see Cody injured going into a match? It's getting kind of played out.
Well, I'll say this. Damian Priest is always impressive. He's getting better every week. That at the end, when he did that home run, he went, whoof. Like we hurt Cody, we got him. He's walking with swag right now, man. And it's really good to see. He's better than he's ever been. And it's interesting to see what's going to happen at Crown Jewel, because picking up a win over Cody Rhodes would be massive for his career, his momentum, his legacy. We'll see what happens at Crown Jewel. We'll talk about that later. Spoilers. We appreciate you all being here. Make sure you smash and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. God damn it, Jay. Tell them why they should like the fucking stream now.
They like to, because this is the best show at night, and we give it to you in an hour, and nobody could ever do that, baby. This is what we do. I mean, I'm wearing an Austin 316 shirt. My man got a Metallica shirt. We rocking, we rolling, we cutting it. We already rolling into Raw. So come on, the more you like, we like. Hit the subscribe button, y'all.
Monday Night Raw, we have Alpha Academy going on against New Day in a matchup. The New Day picks up momentum, defeating Alpha Academy, who's been on a hot streak as of late, tag team-wise and TV time-wise. We obviously know Creative has big plans for Alpha Academy, but maybe those plans have been put on pause to start a program with the New Day. And the New Day picks up that first win, so we know that's going to mean a rematch coming up soon. What did you think of the opening match on Monday Night Raw, Jay?
I got a lot to say about this, because I know you spoke highly of Chad Gable, but now it's official. Chad Gable and Otis just completely suck. And this match completely sucked when I saw last night. I was disgusted. And let me tell every New Day fan out there that's watching this, New Day rock, New Day rock. Listen, that crowd was not into it. It's getting tamed. And when I mean it's tamed, I mean it's getting stale. And I don't even know why these guys got off the win. But listen to what I did, Savage. You like facts. Everybody likes facts. I'm going to give you some facts on why New Day won. Do you know, Savage, that since Chad Gable has been in the WWE, he is 207 wins with 238 losses. That means he's below 50%, people. He wins 46% of his matches. Now, let me go to Otis. Woof. Everybody spoke highly of Otis. They love the caterpillar and everything, right? And by the way, reverse caterpillar was the worst thing I think I saw on TV, for God's sakes. But Otis is 90 and 141. That's right. He's lost 141 times. And you expect these two, in my eyes, that they're going to win matches? Now I know why the New Day won. I thought this match was just bad overall, Savage. That's just me. I gave up.
Jay thought it was bad overall. It wasn't the greatest match. Actually, it stayed on track with the majority of Monday Night Raw, which was meh. I'm not going to lie. When Raw is meh, I'm going to tell you. And unfortunately, that's what it was on Monday. It was Monday Night meh. All right, Becky Lynch defeats Indy Hartwell in an NXT Women's title match. So Indy Hartwell would not regain her title that she never lost, Jay. What were your thoughts on this matchup between Becky Lynch and Indy Hartwell?
Like I said, I think Becky Lynch is doing one hell of a job elevating women that are not getting TV time and giving them the opportunity. But when you give Indy Hartwell opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, this is the crap you get. You get body slams with horrible clotheslines and horrible neck breakers, horrible roll-ups that was not smooth in the match. Becky Lynch was trying to roll with it. She couldn't. I think the best part of this match when they were outside, like right there, freezing right there, that was probably the best part of the match. But everything was just horrible. It's not Lynch's fault. Hartwell, this was a time to shine, Savage. I didn't see it.
You're not lying, man. Indy Hartwell did look a little stronger in this match, but I still don't think she's anywhere ready of the swimmer that Becky Lynch is to survive in those deep waters that Becky is, Tonight they said deep waters like 62 times, so it got it in my head. Indy Hartwell takes the loss, though. Becky still shakes her hand. She's going out like she's obviously doing that babyface run right now. honorable, like you said, giving people TV time and giving them opportunity to shine. And then we see here the setup for the main event on NXT Halloween Havoc Night 1.
Yeah.
Valkyria versus Becky Lynch, Ireland's most favorite match in the world. All right. We have Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley, who incited a chaotic brawl.
It was exciting for me.
Between Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Zoe Starks, and Shayna Baszler before the Women's World Title Fatal 5-Way match at Crown Jewel. A lot to say about this, Jay, I'm sure. Rhea Ripley, if you notice, she said she had to get something off her chest. Maybe a little nod to CM Punk over there. A lot of people have been talking about CM Punk. You know, little Easter eggs here and there. We're going to get into that later. But what did you think of Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax going toe-to-toe on the mic for just a few minutes?
First of all, I got a lot to say, Savage, because everybody thinks it was about the 5 women in the ring. In my opinion, Savage, it was all about Nia Jax. This was a Nia Jax segment in my eyes. As you can see, she got more mic time than anybody besides Rhea Ripley. And she was trying to cut a promo where everybody could give 2 shits about. Now, I've been saying this, Savage, and I've been telling you, I don't know if you believe me. I don't know if that Savage Kingdom believes me. I don't know if the artist. Nia Jax is the most dangerous worker we have seen in professional wrestling. For me to see her come back, it's just appalled to me. And you know what? Everybody says, Jay, you know what you're talking about, Jay. You know what? I'm going to explain to you why she's the most dangerous worker. She broke Becky Lynch's nose. She injured Kairi Sane after throwing her against steel steps. We haven't seen her fly again. Maybe she's in the Black Pearl curse. Who knows? Savage, do you know in August 30th in 2021, Nia Jax had a match with Flair and it didn't go right because she was just doing moves. She was pulling Flair's hair and that, and to the point that these women were really hitting each other. How about this, Savage? How about September 11, 2023, when Rhea Ripley fought Raquel Rodriguez for the title in the main event? Nia Jax comes out, does a Samoa drop on Raquel on the outside that served no purpose because that's not what it was about. Got whiplash from her head. On top of that, Savage, now I ask you this. You are the wrestler, ex-wrestler, former wrestler, whatever you want to call it. You're the wrestler. To me, you're the wrestler. You should know this, and I want your answer on this. When she went to do the bonsai drop that day, after she dropped Raquel and she grabbed Rhea, she got up top, Savage. She held the ropes on the 3rd rope with her hands. And what do, Savage? You drop for the bonsai drop. You drop. Do you know that she dropped her hands? Now I ask you this. Are you supposed to hold the rope or you drop your hands down?
It really depends, Jay. Depends who's doing the move, how much they weigh, and I think if they're over 400 pounds, they should be holding onto the ropes. If they're under 400 pounds, 300 pounds. I mean, there's a lot of people that did it a lot of different ways. Andre the Giant. If you go back to Andre the Giant would jump off the ropes and take the full force on his feet. And then the ass would drop after. So this way he takes the majority of the bump on his feet. And then it's just like sitting down on someone.
Could have given someone broken wrist. The biggest draw right now could have gave broken wrist.
It's definitely not the safest move, but I think Nia Jax doesn't have a problem with that move.
It is if you hold on.
That Samoan drop.
If you hold on.
That Samoan drop on the outside. That might have been a little excessive and unnecessary. I will agree with you.
I don't know how many reasons I got to give that she's dangerous, but.
Well, Johnny Gargano defeated Giovanni Vinci, which I kind of like and don't like at the same time because I'm a big fan of Giovanni Vinci, and I think he's a great standout superstar without Imperium or with Imperium. But Johnny Gargano's Johnny Gargano, and the reason I'm okay with this is because we got Ciampa. Ciampa's now back, and the tag team division is certainly now heating up. This is where these two are meant to be at this exact moment in time. I hope we see a meteoric rise for their tag team, their faction, and let's get some tag team gold on them, because if they get their faction cooking, which they've been planting the seeds for that for a while now, they would be a great matchup for Judgment Day going forward.
Yeah, Savage, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Giovanni Vinci in NXT was awesome, but Giovanni Vinci in the main roster is a loser. He's a big loser. He barely gets any TV time. I think Travis gave me some crap last week saying, no, Giovanni Vinci's injured, man. Well, he doesn't look injured to me. It looks like he could wrestle, but let's face it, there was nothing impressive this match. It was short. And I'm going to tell you, Savage, I was a big DIY fan, but let me tell you, when Ciampa came out and they were celebrating in the corners, nobody gave a damn. You know why? Because nobody knows them. This is a bigger audience, and I think the machine has a lot of work to do to make sure these guys know and everybody who DIY is.
Well, you're not wrong, but remember, a long time ago, they had tried the Johnny Gargano on Monday Night Raw thing, and like it was even worse back then. This kind of stuff takes time, and it takes segments to create memories and moments, which hopefully they're going to start doing for them, because that's what they're going to need to make a meaningful impact in fans' eyes, especially the fans that don't watch NXT, that don't know about Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, and, you know, Ciampa and Goldie and all that beautiful storytelling. People just don't know about the majority mass of people. And hopefully they change that. They have footage to put all kinds of highlight reels to tell people who these guys are and what they've done. They've definitely put in the work. They have a hell of a resume. And I just hope that the fans give these guys a fair chance to win some gold, go on a run, tell some stories, and more importantly, put on some bangers.
Look at the crowd. Look at that crowd. There was nobody cheering. There was nobody. Look.
There's like 12 people standing up. Come on now.
Yeah, going for the bathroom before the next match.
Logan Paul vowed to take Rey Mysterio's United States title at WWE Crown Jewel. Paul insulted Ricochet's fiance, the ring announcer Samantha Irvin, and he and Dirty Dom got into a brawl with Ricochet. Now, here we go. I'll say this. This segment was kind of crazy, Jay, because you could barely hear Dom talk again. I mean, the heat on this guy is real to the point where I have to now go to a show to hear it myself.
And I think you'll get that opportunity before the end of the year. I think they're
having a SmackDown at MSG or a Raw at MSG, so I'm definitely going to one of those. I haven't been to a WWE SmackDown Raw in quite some time, and it's time we change that, man. It's time we change that. I got to hear that Dom Heat in person. It sounds incredible on TV. He's doing big things. If that heat is all legit, this kid is on the track to becoming literally a super mega star.
Literally, I think the best part of all this was just basically Logan Paul coming out with a different reaction. By the way,
how good is Logan Paul? By the way, just his presence.
He comes out. This is the crazy part of me. He comes out, gets on the mic, and he craps on the opponent that he beat that Saturday and tell him that he's out of a job. I just thought it was crazy funny. I couldn't stop laughing because I actually saw that match. So he's just taking cheap shots after everybody. It's not only WWE, it's everybody outside, man. So you got to give him the title. You just have to.
It's too good right now. It's too good right now. Logan Paul is perfect. The heat that he has with Ricochet, long term, what they've done, perfect. It's nice that they just keep him involved, how he keeps going after Samantha Irvin, and just teaming Logan Paul with Dom. It's a good move for business. It's a way to just pass on some of that Dom heat over to Logan Paul, which he's going to need. If he's going to be
an alliance.
Logan Paul is part of the Judgment Day?
Dom helps Logan win?
Maybe. That's huge, though. It's absolutely
Looks like it.
I mean, Logan's helping him out. Dom's doing his thing. I mean, look at that. I can see the match now. Rey Mysterio and Ricochet versus Dirty Dom and Logan Paul at Crown Jewel. Or no, whatever. Survivor Series, maybe. Because he's fighting Logan Paul's fighting Rey Mysterio at Crown Jewel, which we'll talk about that later, give our predictions. We have a WWE Women's Tag Team Championship match. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green defending against Natty and Nikki Cross. Actually, in my opinion, they were defending just against Natty because Nikki Cross was completely out of it. Big props to Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. I'm going to give them their flowers. I'm glad they're getting their TV time. And I'm glad we're seeing the women's tag team titles actually getting defended on Raw. We need to see more women's tag teams actually being formed. Nikki Cross over there, not doing a good job, though, of representing her tag team. Literally looked like she just wanted to get fired. I don't know if this is a new gimmick thing or if she's just going straight up, fire me, this sucks. I'm tired of getting beat by all these women. I don't know. What do you think, Jay? Is this a storyline or is this real?
Well, first of all, the match was just bad to me. It wasn't my tasting. But this was kind of interesting. I mean, she's in a weird trance. I don't know where it's going to lead, but do I have some confidence it may pull off to something? Maybe. I think when she was in NXT, when Triple H was running it, I mean, she was cool as sanity. I thought she was crazy. And then when she left the group, she was holding it down. I have some faith, man. I'm going to give it a shot. But let me tell you something. Ia Dawn and Alba Fire cut a promo on SmackDown. And those tag teams are cursed, Savage. I hate to say this. I think you should give it to them. I think we need to give it to legit tag teams and make it relevant again. I mean, Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, no offense, but come on, really? This is the best tag team you got of the world.
I'm not going to disagree with you. We just need to see more women's tag
team of the world.
Drew McIntyre defeated Sami Zayn, and it's crazy that this wasn't the match of the night, but of course, there was interference. All right. Mommy would make her presence felt. This was leading up to be a good match, but then Mommy gets involved. We think Sami Zayn's maybe going to get the haluva kick, but instead we get a Claymore, and it's over. 1, 2, 3. Could have been the best match of the night if it was a longer match, Jay. And I guess go ahead. You got something on that match?
I honestly thought it was the best match of the night, to be honest.
I thought you thought Charlotte. Oh yeah, wrong. Okay, so
I think this was the best match of the night, and it served its purpose. I even think the little interference, it gets you thinking like, what's gonna happen? Are they gonna interfere? Are they gonna do this? Like, so yeah.
It wasn't the best match of the night for me, but it was a good match. It just could have been better if it was a little longer without the interference. But yeah, Mommy at the end of the day is Mommy, looking fantastic out there. And like you said, making people wonder what's going to happen. Big Bronson Reed defeats Akira Tozawa. It's crazy to see Tozawa getting all this TV time, but it's also nice to see Bronson Reed doing what Bronson Reed's supposed to do, which is just squash people. And that's what this pretty much was, an absolute squash match. Bronson Reed is an absolute monster. And hopefully they keep presenting him like that. Any thoughts on this match, Jim?
You can't present me a monster with a joker. I don't care what a squash match, but we cannot say Akira Tozawa is a squasher. He's not a squasher. He's actually a star on WWE because we've seen him not only last night, we've seen him tonight as well. So I just don't know. If you want me to take Bronson Reed seriously, Savage, you can't do this kind of booking. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Jay doesn't want to see any more of this clown booking of Tozawa losing to Bronson Reed in like 10 seconds. I'm not going to disagree with him. Not going to agree with him. I'm going to keep it moving. Damian Priest versus main event Jey Uso, Monday Night Raw. Damian Priest would go on to defeat Jey Uso. Crowd was, of course, look at the reaction here. Obviously, way more people up on their feet for Jey Uso than Johnny Gargano. That is a good pop.
It was.
Damian Priest coming out looking like the Punisher. Look at him. I love it. Love that vest. Love that look. Senior Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
Good match. To me, this was the match of the night.
I thought that the first beginning when Jay did that pop was amazing. It's just proving my case that they're building him little by little by little. So I think it's working. The match was okay to me, Savage. It wasn't the best match of the night to me. You know why? Because we're getting interferences. And when you have that at the end, it just doesn't make it exciting or best match for me. But it was okay.
I know this one had an interference too. For some reason, the Rhea Ripley one bothered me more because I kind of just wanted to see a clear winner between Drew and Sami Zayn. And that this one makes more sense for the interference because, you know, it's Judgment Day. They're a whole faction. Sami and Drew, they're supposed to be solo acts. You know what I mean? So I kind of wanted to see that distinguishment between both of them. Who's better?
I see why you see the Rhea like that, but I see it like Rhea being out there just
playing agent. Yeah, she's the free agent
like,
right
what's
now.
gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Yeah,
so
she's
listen, if it gets you thinking, and look, I'm not a big Seth Rollins fan, I've said forever, but I actually want to watch the match now. Now I actually want to watch the match to see what happens.
I definitely want to see the match here. Crown Jewel's coming up, premium live event Saturday, November 4th at 1 p.m. We got Logan Paul taking on Rey Mysterio Jr. And real quick, we're giving you all. Real quick, I think Logan Paul is going to become your new United
States. Hands down.
You?
Hands down.
Hands down. Cody Rhodes will find a way to defeat Damian Priest. Jay?
Every baby face loves a fighter. I got Cody.
Okay. Roman Reigns will retain his championship against LA Knight through massive, probably interference, making LA Knight look like as much of a stud before they eventually just beat him.
Can't agree with you more.
Okay. Here, tough one here. I don't know who's going to win this match, except actually I do. It's Rhea Ripley. Mommy wins. Mommy retains.
I got Mommy, but I don't know who's going to survive. I don't know when Nia Jax's going to kill someone.
Maybe. Seth Rollins will retain against Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre will leave the company.
I do got Seth, but I do got Drew in the next pay-per-view.
Okay. Well, that's it for Crown Jewel. We're going to be getting into some NXT, but before we do that, let's hit you off with the one and only. And in the world of breaking news, Will Ospreay considers WWE transition as a possibility. We also have him preparing. WWE is preparing to offer him a contract any day now. Brock Lesnar skipping WWE Crown Jewel event. They already have enough star power on the show. Drew McIntyre still hasn't re-signed with the WWE despite his upcoming title match. And Raquel Rodriguez interested in becoming an LWO member. Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler shared an epic reunion right before AEW Collision. Grayson Waller stirs controversy by trolling Taylor Swift fans. CM Punk getting an offer from Impact or TNA Wrestling. Chris Jericho believes Batista is a better actor than The Rock and John Cena. And Marty Jannetty says Hulk Hogan had a drug-filled gumball machine at one of his crazy parties. All right, Jay. Out of all that, what do you want to discuss first?
I think I'm going to start with the very first one because that's actually the one that's really serious. Will Ospreay becoming a free agent in 2024. Savage, if you didn't know, he hired the highest top agent that you could do in professional wrestling. That's Barry Bloom. He's the agent for Kenny Omega. He's the agent for the Young Bucks. He reconstructed the deal to whatever they got, 3-year, 4-year. Let's face it, this guy is looking to get offers, but will he go to WWE? And I don't know, Savage. I don't know if he's that type of individual that he cares about a whole lot of bag of money or he just wants to add to his resume. That will basically decide the outcome because, WWE will go above and beyond than AEW or anyone else.
I'll tell you what, man, I would love to see Will Ospreay join WWE. If the money's right and he's up for it, why not? I would come with some guarantees, though. Guarantees that you're going to work programs with me, set out a list of everybody you want to work with, and lay out and some creative. He needs to come in with some creative.
He said on record he would love to face Seth Rollins. I have no problem with that. And you wouldn't even put him in NXT. Put him in the main roster. Obviously, you're going to pay him a little more than anybody else because he's your top star. So,
his debut has to be in the right city, though. If you debut him in some
but that's the thing, Savage. You're asking
know him.
You're asking a guy that doesn't have a schedule of traveling 300 and something whatever days out of 365. You know what I mean? Now, can he do this? Is he prepared to do what Cody's doing in front of our eyes, which is traveling all the time? For God's sakes, Cody has a bus. His family, he lives in the bus.
It's a big difference.
He lives in the bus.
Yeah.
So you have to decide what's best for you. And you know what? If I was him, I would add more to my resume than what I had. I've done everything I could possibly do. WWE.
Here's the question I have for the fans that are going to watch this show. Let me know in the comments. How much do you think Will Ospreay should make if he decides to join WWE? What's his max contract number? All right. Brock Lesnar, do we even want to discuss this? It doesn't matter. I kind of knew he wasn't going to be a crown jewel, bro. I think he's taking a big hiatus. Now, with this one, real quick, do you think Drew McIntyre is going to re-sign with the WWE?
Yes. I mean, from what I'm seeing from other promotions, I think it's just a more logic choice. You might as well just suck it up and that's it.
And play ball. I'm going to put that as a poll up in the YouTube channel, the community tab later. I want to see what everybody else thinks on that one. Yeah. Raquel Rodriguez, interested in becoming an LWO member. I think that has legs, and I think it will happen. Big shout out to Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler. Do you think Raquel's going to join the LWO?
I think she needs a new direction. If that's it, then go for it.
All right. Now, Grayson Waller trolling Taylor Swift. Is this good for business?
Just stupid to me.
Is CM Punk going to join Impact?
Well, CM Punk was backstage at Bound for Glory, Savage. I mean, you and I saw it. I mean, he was back there, but let's face it. Impact cannot give him the bag of money he needs.
Yeah, no, Impact can't afford him. Let's be honest here. Now, who do you think is the better actor, all right? John Cena or The Rock? Or
Savage, call me crazy because my wife thinks I'm crazy. I've been saying Batista is a better actor. From the piece of work that I've been seeing, especially that M. Night Shyamalan movie, that Cabin.
Yeah, no, Batista, he's been great in a lot of movies, man. Even that movie with James Bond on the island, whatever the hell that was.
James Bond, you got Army of the Dead, you got this Cabin movie.
But I will say this.
Drama.
I'll go on the record to see this, all right? Out of all those three wrestlers, when I compare everything all of them have ever done, the best thing that I've watched and enjoyed was The Peacemaker by John Cena. I thought that was the best work out of all three men thus far in their respective careers. All right, let's keep it moving because we want to get you NXT in under an hour as well. But here's one of the last stories. Marty Jannetty says, and I can't believe this. I mean, he gave this away in the other interview. I keep telling this guy, save this for the OnlyFans. Save this for the exclusive content. I mean, good God, Hulk Hogan giving away drugs inside of a gumball machine. I don't know if I even want to believe that as a Hulkamaniac who took his vitamins and said his prayers, man. All right. And by the way, fans caught way more CM Punk teasers tonight during Raw. We had Nakamura who used the words "set me free" in a promo. I like the way they did his promo, same as usual. I like that it's consistent.
No choice.
I like that it's consistent. And then of course Rhea Ripley also, she threw some fuel on the fire, saying she had to get something off her chest, and everybody's saying that those are Easter eggs for CM Punk. I do think we will see CM Punk return to WWE. I think they're the only ones that can afford to pay him. I think the reason why we see him, Jay, is because there's too many stories that just write themselves. His history between him and McMahon, his history between him and Hunter, Stephanie, Shane, John Cena,
Roman,
The Rock, Roman, Ray, Seth, all of them.
There's still more.
Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar. There's so many stories left to tell. The stories write themselves.
So that's why I ask you, like, how can you make it so possible to Survivor Series? You have to burn those bridges. You have to
calling it right now. In the next 5 years, we will see Triple H have his actual retirement match against either Cody Rhodes or CM Punk. I'm telling you. We're going to see.
I'm not going.
He's going to take out that pacemaker. He's getting in the ring.
That's crazy talk.
Someone's getting pedigree, guys. I can't wait to see.
That's crazy talk.
All right, I would like to see it. Also, don't forget tomorrow night, 11 p.m. We'll bring you the entire week of AEW at 11 p.m. This weekend, make sure you're watching Fade to Black on the Premier Streaming Network. I'll be there doing interviews with all the stars. You can sign up now, $9.99 a month. Interview with Matt Cardona is coming up soon. And I also met Kane recently, and you can meet superstars too after you go to Pro Wrestling Tees and pick yourself up some shirts from me, from Wrestling Universe. We're all there. Marty Jannetty's there to party with Marty. D'Lo Brown, October 27th. Bushwhacker Luke, Brutus the Barber, Beefcake Bobby, Fulton. You can get all their dates and buy tickets in advance on WrestlingUniverse.com. TheWrestlingUniverse.com. Scotty Riggs will be in the house. Orient Express, which that's a super rare signing. You might want to be there for that. Taryn Terrell, Velvet Sky. I'm gonna have to go talk to Velvet Sky, and I got some personal questions to ask her. Kushida is gonna be in the house. Rika Tatsumi's gonna be in the house, and of course, Maximum Male Models will be there. And Alberto Del Rio, that one's gonna be huge, Jay. I suspect you will be there for that one.
That is definitely going to be huge. That's going to.
Did you hear about Rhea Ripley now at main event, November 11th in Brentwood, Long Island?
Maybe she has a date with her fiance there or something. I mean, it must be an error.
It's possible, but now it's time for some NXT. Are you ready? Let's see if we can bring you NXT in less than 15 minutes. This is who kicked off the show.
Who's
Vampire
that?
Singing
Vampire? They really called Vampire? I thought it was the name of the song.
No, I don't know. I don't even know what's the name of the
This was
song.
awesome.
What's the name of the band?
This was awesome.
This was all good
Hellraiser.
stuff.
I really like that.
They
Hellraiser.
killed the costumes tonight. Big shout out to Shotzi right now. Great job of
They
hosting
did.
NXT Halloween Havoc. And we kicked off the night with Roxanne Perez and Kiana James. Big shout out to Roxanne Perez.
Another. Look at that.
Jay, she looked like a superstar tonight. She
Oh,
was
now everybody wants to say she's a superstar, but everybody was crapping on her for the last year and a half, 2 years. Now everybody sees.
There was no mistakes.
Is that she's wearing the claws, right?
No. There was no mistakes. There was no lack of confidence. She was hitting hard. She was kicking hard. She was punching hard. I don't care.
I'll show you the big mistake, but it was a mistake.
It looked good. Everything looked good. Kiana James looked good. Her entrance is good. This match was creative. It was fun. It was a great way to kick off the night. They were using the set, their environment. Look at this. Look at this shot. A great shot.
Yeah.
She broke a fence over her back. And then Kiana James was slamming her in the barricade. It was going down, Jay. Powerbomb on the outside. Not even powerbomb. Pop rocks. It's like a spinning powerbomb. All right, Jay, go ahead and drop it.
Let me tell you something. This was a prime example of a hardcore match. When you put Roxanne Perez with anybody, she's going to elevate you into stardom. I think she did that with Kiana James. I truly think Savage that Kiana James is ready for a main roster call-up. Call me crazy, but she is the complete package from what I've seen. She's underrated. I think she's the most underrated female in NXT right now. I was surprised at the finish. I really thought Kiana James would get it over Roxanne Perez because Perez has done everything in NXT. But okay, I'll take it. But I said last week to you, Savage, why show the bag with the brick? And from what I saw, Savage out there was the same finish, pop rocks on the bag. And you know what I saw, Savage? Not only did I see a big bump on Kiana James' forehead from that swing, but I saw foam. I saw foam spudges. That did not look like bricks to me, please. I told you they should have never done that. That was the only bad thing of the match.
We had Carmelo Hayes having an interview yesterday. Carmelo Hayes talking about how, he's got his eyes set on the championship. He's not messing around. Not messing around.
Decent.
It was a good interview. It was short, sweet.
This is your group right here, so I'm sure you got a lot to say on this.
Again, your girl Shotzi killed it over there. And Noam Dar is an absolute beast. I don't know about the other trio, but he's an absolute beast. Tozawa manages to steal the Heritage Cup and get out there. Tozawa again working overtime, making an appearance on NXT. I mean, I love it. It's random and it's funny. Now Lexis King is going to make his in-ring debut coming up next, and here he is coming out on a throne like the king that he is, and he is going to have a match with an NXT veteran, I would say at this point, because this guy's done more enhancement matches than maybe anybody else on live TV, and I don't even know his name.
Dante Chen.
There you go. I forgot it already. Dante Chen. And he looked great. Dante Chen, Lexis King actually put on a hell of a match. I loved how hard that Lexis King was hitting. His punches looked great. His choke looked great in the corner right there. Very innovative choke right there. I like the way he was using the ropes. And everything he did was crisp. His presence, his performance, I was very pleased with his first match on NXT. How about you?
Everybody going to think I'm crazy, but I did not like this match, but I'll tell you what I did like first. I love the presentation, Savage. I love the sliding chair, him coming out with that pose. I love the character. I love the look, Savage. I'm becoming a fan. I can't believe this is a guy that I saw from that other promotion about 2 years ago. It's just blowing my mind of how they're doing him so great. Keep it going. But Savage, I'm going to tell you this. He was booked strongly in these video packages. Yes. And I mean strongly. Second generation wrestlers, Father Brian Pillman, of course.
Yes.
But you have him have a competitive match against Dante Chen. That's the problem I have, Savage. When you book a character this strong with these video packages, with that look, with that presentation, he should literally go over this guy strongly. And
in all fairness, though, Dante Chen, maybe they want to push him a little bit and elevate him and this guy at the same time. You know?
You didn't even know his name. Now you're defending him. Please stop.
Well, he did a good job, though. I was still impressed.
Stop with the lies. Stop. But let me tell you this. He needs to work on that finisher. I don't know if I was totally impressed with that. But
okay. Yeah, it was like a Randy Orton DDT, but except like a swinging modified version of it.
Yeah, but did you really have to carry the guy from the middle of the ring to the rope to do it? That's my whole thing, Savage. It's like playing No Mercy. I'm dragging you to do the move.
We're going to see how they continue his storyline. Chase U is getting hyped up in the back for their tag team championship match. And now let's get into the shocker of the night. And I was more shocked by this than the main event result, which we'll get into in a moment. Ariana Grace, I thought she was winning this hands down. She ends up losing to Kiana over here.
Yeah, Savage. I was pretty.
Kalani Jordan is now in the finals for the breakout tournament.
Yeah. Savage, I'm just going to say this real fast about this match.
Yeah,
it was pretty a rough match in my eyes. I mean, I know you're the expert, so I know you saw a lot of spots that didn't go smoothly. But I was shocked, Kiana Jordan. But then again, should I be shocked, Savage? I mean, we've seen her a lot. I think she's the replacement of Sol Ruka. Where the hell is Sol Ruka, by the way? Where the hell is Danny Palmer, by the way? These women disappear real fast, and they put this one that does the same exact thing. You know why, Savage? Because she had gymnastics, and that's what they do. So they're pushing her real strong, Savage, for her to get the win here.
She's in the finals right now. We're going to find out who she's taking on later in the night. Beautiful vignette here. Okay, Von Wagner, Robert Stone. And Von Wagner has a new look in his eye after Robert Stone says, "I'm your friend," you know. Now we see Von Wagner with a new look on his eye. And we'll see if he's going to get involved in next week's match when Robert Stone takes on Braun Breaker, which might be a bad idea for his health. That's going to be a very interesting match at Halloween Havoc. We could see an absolute massacre. Jay, real quick, I'm going to go to you, but I want you to tell me what you thought about that vignette. And again, great look, Edward Scissorhands here. Shotzi killing it right here. But I want you to tell me about all of this right here. Tell me about Von Wagner. What did you think about this? What do you think about that match with Braun Breaker?
I mean, it's good work by Robert Stone. I think he's doing great work out there in these videos and segments and backstage and all that. Savage, I still worry. Will this get Von Wagner over? I mean, we've seen it with the table gimmick, and I think this is why you had to do this, to get that out, because like I told you, Savage, it works a week. Next week, it falls flat. Next week, nobody gives a damn.
I think it could get him over, man. If they build up Braun Breaker enough to be that ultimate bad guy, and then Von Wagner comes in like the hero and just, kicks his butt.
We'll see.
Do you feel the same way about the Creed brothers that you did a year ago? Just yes or no?
No.
Okay.
But that was weird, Savage. If you freeze it back right there on that side, I don't know if that was weird for you, but when they came out, didn't they come out sort of heelish? Like, to me, it felt like they came out a little heelish.
They did. It was a dickish
And then
thing.
it was funny. The funny part was when they were still talking, you just cut them off with Tony D.
Let's get into this tag team championship match between Tony D'Angelo, Stax Lorenzo versus Chase U. Duke Hudson, Andre Chase has a lot of help by their side, and Thea Hale and JC Jane. Would they get the job done? And the answer is yes. Chase U got the job done because of the X Factors at ringside. JC Jane played a huge hand in this, and Andre Chase was able to pick up the pinfall victory over the Dawn of NXT. Jay, what did you think of this match? Under a minute. Let's go.
Well, Savage, I thought it was a good match. That could have been the best match of the night for me, but unfortunately, there was something else that was. I don't like the call because Tony D and Stacks just got the title, so them to have a title change is whatever. But I do see why, Savage. When you put the titles on these corny group that I've been saying forever, they have stories and layers. And right now, we're seeing one of them with JC Jane and Andre Chase. So it just adds more to it, and I think you could do a lot more with it. So maybe it was the right one.
I think we're looking at the Judgment Day of NXT over here when Thea Hale and JC Jane win those tag team championships off Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. I think that's going down. You can see there JC Jane playing a big-time role, and she's multi-talented. Nathan Frazier's going to give us a little moment of the truth, I guess, and he goes on and on and on and on and on and on to say at last year's Halloween Havoc, he didn't do shit, but this year's Halloween Havoc, he is going to beat Dom for that North American Championship. Do you buy it, Jay?
No.
Okay. I don't buy it either.
Well, there a minute, right there.
He was really trying to dump on Dom. He went in. He's got good talking skills. He has a good presentation, and he also can wrestle. He can wrestle. And maybe it is stupid, but he still does it well. And he
from a talking desk.
Guess what, Jay? You can go play as Bad Bunny right now. Pick up the new package for 2K23 for only $139.99 on the Xbox dashboard. Now let's get into the main event of the night. We got 3 minutes, Jay. Let's do this. Under an hour. Gigi Dolan. This isn't the main event yet. Gigi Dolan versus Blair Davenport. They spin the wheel, make a deal, lights out match. And this was actually a pretty good hardcore match. Blair Davenport would pick up the big win. I thought both ladies looked very good. It was a short, sweet, hardcore match. Falcon Arrow through the table, and that match is over. Blair Davenport picks up the win. Jay, thoughts on this match?
Savage, this was the roughest match of the night. For God's sake, both women were struggling in the dark. They couldn't see for nothing.
That's true. It was very dark.
Last year that happened with that Wendy Pillow girl.
Tiffany Stratton and Wendy Stratton.
And that was 10 times better. These women were struggling. All the spots were not smooth, and I'm sorry, I didn't like it.
That match was better because they were using crazy weapons, man. They had that toolbox. There was a lot of cool stuff.
Savage, they couldn't see what they were doing. That chair spot.
They couldn't see what they were doing. It's a lights out match. That's the point. Dragunov over here. Sometimes it looks better when it's a little sloppy. Sometimes, Jay. Dragunov over here, very confident. He showed his title to his son. He had a trip. He showed the title to his son, and now he's got all the motivation in the world to finish off anyone that comes after his NXT World Championship. And I believe him. Jade Cargill, are we going to see her tonight at Halloween Havoc? I wonder. Carmelo gets a little visit over here by the Scary Twins from The Shining, and they say that all eyes point to you. Basically, like you're the one that attacked Trick Williams. Now, I'll give Fallon Henley a great compliment here. She did a fantastic job of mimicking Tiffany Stratton. This is a great match. I wonder if she's going to continue this. And next week, we're going to get the matchup. But are we going to get Fallon Henley, or are we going to get her dressed up like Tiffany Stratton again? It's going to be interesting. We're going to have to wait and see. Let's get them to the semifinal. Carmen Petrovich versus Lola Vice. Lola Vice would go on to win, and she is now in the finals of the Breakout Star. I didn't really care about that match. I didn't.
I did. I had Lola Vice, so
I did have Lola Vice as well. Chase Shu now, another little segment with them. They're celebrating. They got the titles, and now we plant the seed for that. The women's championship tag team match that I mentioned earlier could happen.
Do you see why? You add layers. See?
And Chelsea Green and Piper Niven look great together as Red Riding Hood and the werewolf and all that. That's a great look. Overall, good stuff. Now we see Valkyria heading to the ring, getting ready to take on. We can't even get into that yet because there's more matches, and this is what you're going to see next week. Chelsea Green, Piper Niven versus Thea Hale, JC Jane for a tag team championship match, and I think they're going to win those titles next week. It's going to happen. Creed Brothers versus Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo in a tables, ladders, and scares match. I don't know why, but we're going to have to watch it next week. Dirty Dom takes on Nathan Frazier. Do you think Dom retains?
Yes. Come on.
Here's Jade Cargill. She does make her appearance. She's on NXT. This girl is getting paid and looking fine. Looking good. Looking good.
Great look. Great look.
My God. My God. Becky Lynch now. NXT Women's World Championship. Taking on Valkyria. Hell of a match. This was by far match of the night. They murdered it. Becky Lynch did a fantastic job of making us think that she had this match in the bag. And she didn't. Because Valkyria, she kicked out of the manhandle slam. She never let her tap her out, and she was able to reverse the next manhandle slam attempt into a pinfall victory to win her first ever Women's NXT Championship. Jay, under 30 seconds, what'd you think of this match?
I'm shocked at the finish. It should have been Lynch. It was set up Jade Cargill. That would have been really, really nice, and there'd be really, really money for everybody. But this tells you that they believe in Lara. They even let her kick out of the manhandle slam. That says a lot of value. But I told you she was going to be champ, and I guess we got to see where it rolls. Is this Lara versus Jade? Who knows?
I don't know. I think Jade's just there to impose her will. But this match was match of the night. NXT delivered on a great show again. Better than Raw, better than SmackDown, just the way it is. Actually, I'm very interested to talk about AEW tomorrow night. Make sure you're watching live at 11 o'clock. NXT was fire. For me, WWE show of the week. Would you agree, Jay?
Yeah.
I think it's between SmackDown and NXT, but
I had SmackDown, but I think NXT kind of took the cake.
NXT killed it tonight.
Overall.
The storytelling tonight on many levels with
The main event did held up.
Well done, Shawn Michaels and everybody at NXT.
There was one thing I didn't like. I didn't like her taking that DDT. Okay. I didn't like that.
You didn't like that?
I didn't like it.
You didn't like that, folks.
It was fake.
Find out what we think of AEW tomorrow night. We'll be back. Wrestling with Savage. We're out of here.
All about that.
Everybody have a good night.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, process you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.